All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Buy shares, save souls, where we talk about finance and faith. You see it on the screen. This is a update of my portfolio. Nothing hasn't changed since the previous 2 weeks. I got paid this past Friday. I dumped about 60% of my income into the account. I was carrying a margin debt balance, and so that just satisfied the margin debt that was outstanding. And I invested a little bit of money. However, I have bills to pay next week. And so I'm going to give myself a buffer. The last channel, I believe my invested amount was maybe 92, 9300. That did increase the following week because obviously we had a lot of volatility. The market, I don't want to say crash, but it dropped sharply on that Thursday morning about the tariff news. And so my puts were up extremely fast, but I did not close those. I did not close those out, and thus some of those expired, and they actually expired worthless because, as we know, the market bounced back. So still sitting under 10K. 10K will be a major milestone for me, and I'm hoping you guys are sticking with the channel to see that as we approach 100K. Hopefully we will get there before the end of the year next year. I'm at 94.18 right now, and my positions are, and I really haven't been investing all so long with me leaving a buffer. Everything is extended. If you look at my top holdings, really, hold on, it's Tesla, Costco, Nvidia, Microsoft. I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more. I think I'm going to be pivoting into this a lot more. This is Sean's strategy, a paycheck to portfolio. His link is in the description box. This is where my prayers were answered. Coming across Sean, great guy. I've talked to him. I am in his Discord. He's very transparent and he's willing to hold your hand along the way. I have a few individual covered call funds: Misty, Palantir, NVIDIA, YMAX, a little bit QQQI, and I added this Charles Schwab growth fund. But as I was saying, everything is suspended. Like my top holding, or the one that has the most profit, is Tesla. And of course, we all know this right here is a very streaky, very volatile stock. So even with it being up here, you guys, adding very, very minimal to it. I did most of my investing down here, but this is before I came across the paycheck to portfolio strategy. So I was investing how we're normally taught to invest, which is pay our bills first, and then whatever we have left over, we put into the market. And that's all I was doing really from 2022 all the way till August of this year. And so Tesla shot up really right as I started this strategy, you guys. And man, it was a missed opportunity. I'd have been dumping a lot more into this guy. But hey, live and learn. But right now it is extended to me. In my estimation, I would like for it to come back down to 384 to retest this level, to retest this golden zone, the 618 and the 5 retracement on the field. That's where I would look to buy or add to my Tesla position. Up here, adding very, very minimal, maybe $50 here every 2 weeks. Really not that much. Really not that much. The same with Nvidia. I got in Nvidia really, like, I've been investing in Nvidia the past 5-6 years. I sold some last year. If I would have knew about this strategy, utilizing margin, I would have kept all of my shares. But again, you live and you learn. And the last buy I did with Nvidia was right around September, around the same time Tesla did the big jump. It pulled back to 160 the beginning of September, which is also known as Bloody September. So I did buy on this dip, and right now it's sitting around all-time highs. And I don't like adding or investing around all-time highs with lump sum, and I'm just adding the $50 to $100 here. Also, I'm invested in Microsoft. It's kind of the same thing. It's not as extended, but however, we did not get a true retest of the previous all-time highs of 468. It's at 523. So I do believe tech will do a pullback and that's why I am waiting to put lump sum into these assets. However, the main guy that I have been investing in the past 2 weeks is Costco. If you look on the weekly chart, Costco's at the 72 EMA, which is a good buy zone for long term, and also it's at the 618 and the 5 golden zone on the fib retracement. So I have two confluences, and I'm been adding to this guy. Of course, Costco is $932 a share. It is a little bit pricey. However, I think a lot of investors will begin to buy this as a form of safety because they see, just like I just pointed out, tech is extended. A lot of talks about a AI bubble. A lot of talks about the Ponzi scheme of OpenAI, Nvidia, Oracle, Broadcom, all these different companies passing around the same 100 billion in a Ponzi scheme. I don't think it's a Ponzi scheme, but I do think that sector is extended, and a lot of mostly these ETFs, QQQ, these growth funds. Nvidia is the number one holding in all those funds, and so if that semiconductor sector does give a pullback, it will bring down a lot of the market with it. So while this is in the pullback phase and everything is extended, I figure either Costco will have a minimal dip when everything does pull back, or it would do the opposite and begin to trend up as people cycle over and switch over into this asset or in the consumer space. So yeah, I've been buying Costco. So Costco is my second largest holding. I have around $2,208 worth. After that, I have Nvidia, which is about 23% of my portfolio. $1,800 worth. Microsoft, which is my fourth highest holding. Really 1,000, really not that much. And this guy, CRF, the closed end fund. I think I'm gonna be adding to this Monday. It does pay a dividend. Let me go to my dividend view so that you guys can see. Right now, I'm really focusing on growth or just adding size to some good positions. Since tech is oversized, I'm focusing on putting my cash in in good positions. Let that grow and then slowly pivot into the dividend focus. Right now, with all my holdings, I'm looking at 1,300 a year. It's not that bad, but of course, that it's not even really getting started. So with Fidelity also, when you have margin, you guys, if you buy any of these yield max funds, or I believe any high yield dividend fund, they require 100% maintenance on margin for the first 30 days. So, and that is ongoing. So every time you buy one of these high yield funds with margin, that day you buy that, it's going to require 100% maintenance against your margin, and it's going to be held for 30 days. And after that, it'll drop down to the 35% margin maintenance requirement for you holding that asset on margin. So that's really why I haven't been adding to these guys, really, because I need my margin right now. My account is not big enough really to put $1,000 every 2 weeks across these guys and not feel the margin maintenance requirement. So I'm just going to continue to invest in my growth and dividend stocks, and then as my account gets bigger, I'll begin to slowly start investing to these high yield dividend assets, Misty, NVD, PLTY, and YMAX. So again, that's how much the dividend income I'll be getting this year. Estimated annual income for a full year is 1,300. So we definitely have to move that up because the goal is for my monthly expenses. I want my monthly expenses to be covered through my dividend payouts weekly. And so this is the goal. And I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of how I pay my bills. Like right now, using margin, Let's go to my balance. So I'm at 83%, right, of my equity. I have $5,000 of margin buying power. Obviously, I will not use all of that, right? We're going to be smart. My rule of thumb is I like to stay above 70%. I don't like to go below 70%. If I do, it's going to be very short term, maybe for 2-3 days, the same week before my income comes back into the brokerage. Everybody has a different strategy. Everybody has a different risk tolerance. Mine is 70%, and that's that. And so, like, I bought some things for sale from Champ Sports Friday. Um, I paid my utility water bill, $75 coming out of margin. I paid for my Top Step trading account using my margin. I bought something from Amazon using my margin, right? This right here is a deposit that satisfied some of my margin debt that I did have. Um, these are the dividends that I received on Friday, yesterday. $2, $3, $2, $5, and these vary. Like last week, Misty gave me $15, so I guess the performance on the fund was down because MicroStrategy is down. Yeah, so I just want to really show like I got my deposits coming in, right? 2,700 came into the account right there. Yeah, so guys, like I bought some gas using my margin, right? So again, essentially what I'm doing is my income comes in, I buy assets, right? I buy assets. What you see right here, I buy those. That increases my account total or increases what I truly am invested in. And I don't like how it doesn't show it really on the desktop. It shows it better and clearer on my mobile. I'm trying to, yeah, it's really not showing it. So yeah, so it shows it and it increases my invested amount. And with that, my margin also increases also because what I invest now that goes towards my margin or goes towards my equity. And so this is the cycle that I'm on, you guys. This is something that I really thank God that I found the strategy. It really was an answered prayer. Sean was transparent enough to put it up on YouTube, and I noticed a lot of people have already been doing it. I just so happened to came across Sean, which is Paycheck to Portfolio. So I've been doing this strategy, and with my same amount of income, no extra job. I was planning on getting an extra job, but doing this strategy has really helped me, and I see how freeing it is when you change the order of your money. You put it in assets first; those assets grow. You use the value of your assets to continue to live your life, pay your bills. You use your margin wisely by being a great steward of what God has blessed you with. And He continues to give you wisdom. And with that wisdom, you make smart decisions and you can set your family up for life, right? I truly never thought that I would be part of the fire community. Of course, I'm not an advocate for it, but as I see the light beginning to shine at the end of the tunnel, I see how just quickly I can reach retirement by doing this strategy. And so far, my account, as you just saw, is at my gross is at 9,400. This is something that I have. This is my Proverbs 19:21 2-year plan. So I'm ahead of schedule. Halloween, the 31st is next Friday. This is the 25th. My account value was supposed to be at 7,900 and I am at 9,400. So I am definitely ahead of schedule. And this is all, as you see, it's kind of like a, what's that, a 2,400 jump each month going up. This is all this is just assuming this right here is the sandbag scenario plan of just me investing, continuing to invest 60 to 50% of my income. On the first of the year, I plan to go full income, full household income each month. So I will get to 30,000 a whole lot quicker. And so that is the plan. Also, my 2-year plan is simultaneously as I'm building up my accounts, you guys, as you look to the far right, um, I'm paying off my wife's card. We were doing velocity banking before this strategy. So all of our debt, most of our debt was on her card. And then we like divided across me and hers. And so by July, her card will be gone. August will start on the rest of our consumer debt. And then after that, we will start on her vehicle. And so Lord willing, March of 2027 or earlier, we will be completely debt free. So this is the strategy that I'm doing. If you have any questions, if you'd like to join the journey, subscribe. Hope I kind of just make it plain and simple. If you are enjoying these videos, hit the like button, send it to somebody. Sean's channel, Paycheck Portfolios, is in the description if you like his format better. But I just really wanted, as a part of my channel, on top of trading, I wanted to show the investment side and what exactly I am doing with my account. So I hope you guys have a good day. Yeah, see you next video.